What is going on? Let's see. No, no. I mean, do I even have it set up right? What is going on here? There we go. Using a new program sucks. What's happened? What's happening, Samuel? Yeah, I switched to a cheaper program and it doesn't do everything that I'm used to. It does stuff, but it doesn't do stuff. You know what I mean? It just does stuff in a different kind of way. What's going on, Mike? What's happening? The guy with the rat tail. Man, you're taking me back. Random lunch stream because I didn't get a video up today and it's killing me. Breaking schedule. I should have probably come up with an intro, right? That way I could do all the random setup on the channel during that. But you know, that's right. Mike knows what's going on. I started a video Tuesday night, and then I turned around to put something down, and there was clutter, and there was clutter, and clutter, and clutter, and clutter, and clutter, and clutter, and I just got absolutely pissed off, and went to cleaning, and then 6:30 in the morning, I went to bed, thinking I did not shoot a video, but then I continued cleaning after I got up again, and it does your heart good. Get stuff out of the way. I think that's most of the reason I haven't been customizing much lately either, because I do not have an empty spot anywhere. Everything is covered in action figure parts and paints and brushes and already took the bat theme. Oh, did he? Damn it. It's been a while. Weekly. Yep, that's what I'm working on today. Well, later today. I thought I'd jump on, do a live stream, and I know Dan Who's about to do his 300th in about an hour, so I'm not going to keep y'all long. I don't want. That's another thing about doing live streams lately is I don't want to step on people's toes, get in their way. Just putting together an acrylic riser. We got a display case for the bedroom, the one I redid last summer, and I think we got the display case in January, and I need to put the doors on. Can y'all tell that I suck at organization? Any customs you are working? Yeah, I mean, I'm always planning customs. It's just getting them past the finish line. I'll get part way. Well, it depends. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I go right through finish, and then sometimes I put it down because I'm not happy with one little aspect, and that delays it for a month or two. But yeah, I'm working on some Freedom Force. I'm working on some Marauder still. Working on Outback X-Men. Working on a new Thunderbird, but the head I ordered is too small. I need it sized up slightly to the next scale up, but it's looking good. If I do say so myself. That sounded cocky as hell, didn't it? Oh. How's it going? I know it's late lunch. Well, I don't know. It's late lunch here, but it's not late lunch for everybody west, is it? Going through play. Yes. I named the San Diego Hall play day the other day, and I was like, man, makes me want to finish some customs, do some stuff. But that's another byproduct of doing this. As soon as I got some emptiness on the table, I thought, oh, I'm going to sit down and do this, only because I knew I should be continuing cleaning. I'm most productive when I'm supposed to be doing something else. And I'm sure that's a symptom of something or a byproduct of something. But what's going on, Cloud? Oh, lunch is when you make it, right? Is when you get there. I need to finish Gateway. And I've got a lot of it, but I need to take it's a demon figure. I got to take the claws off the hands and feet and then come up with the swinging thing effect. And then I can paint it. And once I get to the paint part, that's when it's finish line for me. It's like, oh, it's on the back stretch or the home stretch, the back stretch. I don't know what I'm talking about. Plan to use the Jada T-Hawk as accurate Warpath custom. I don't mind the Hasbro one. It is large. I don't know. Maybe I'll end up with an extra T-Hawk. It's too easy, right? Or does it kind of look like his later after New X-Men when they started forming teams all over the world? He had kind of a change up to his costume. Lunch is when you get to get down for that good. I feel like you're tricking me into saying something. What did you think of Spider-Man Brand New Day? I really, really liked it. I came out of the movie not knowing what to think because it wasn't so much happening, but it was kind of, maybe it was the changes to certain aspects that I was kind of like, that's not what I remember. But I have nothing against changing things up for MCU. So it took a day to settle, but I definitely want to go back and see it again because now that I think back on it a week later, I'm very I remember that part. I remember way more positive than negative. And not that there was a lot of negative. You know what I mean? What were those big dragon action articulated figures that they were supposed to come out? Big dragons, the Four Horsemen dragons? They're making their way out. Keep on keeping on, baby. Oh, wait. Kick it for. I'm still watching my morning news show, so I'll catch you later. That's fine. That's okay. It's still morning in some places, isn't it? Oh, appreciate it, Thor. Oh, hey, what's going on? Yeah, the couple times, huh? And I enjoy doing the reading robo. As I was coming out here, for the intro, I thought it's a reading robo live, but I was just going to be reading, just looking at the book and not reading anything out loud. It's just an hour of me looking at books. But I do have to go back and re-record this one, the B through C. Yep, that's what we were just talking about earlier. I need more plate. I'm working on shop stuff, getting spots cleared so I can actually spread. What'll happen? You know, I'll spend several days organizing, cleaning, and then I can't find anything. Then I drag it back out. Then I start working on stuff. Then it gets cluttered again, which I guess is the cycle anyway. But I let it get super bad, like I mean, terrible, to the point where I still know where everything is, but it's not comfortable. You just turn around one day and realize, no, I can't do it anymore. Oh, they are all in bags and boards, but this is out because I have the figures for this issue already pulled out. I'm ready to go. I just need to find time to actually shoot it. That's funny. I had a buddy over yesterday, and I do have an Ookla custom started, and he spotted it from across the room because he was a big Thunder rat too. We used to during breaks at Pizza Hut all gather around and watch Thundar on Cartoon Network in the back room. Not when it originally aired, you sons of, but when they were re-showing it. I'm watching my stories. Oh, fried ice cream is a real. It is. I punched my stories. I bet Steven 2 times. Hey, I was a big Days of Our Lives kid back in the day because my mom was a Days of Our Lives mom. Oh, getting paid to work and watch my live stream. It's like you're getting paid to watch YouTube. Yep, I did watch Spider-Man. It is good. It's more, well, I keep saying that. I loved what they did in the movie, but it's also set up. I'm ready to see more stuff. It's always, this is always a good way to kill some time. Man, San Diego this year was kind of weird and crazy, and it was warm inside the convention center. It was more crowded than usual. It seemed to fly by, but drag. I didn't see all the floor. I didn't even see the whole Mattel booth, and I didn't see Artist Alley. I didn't see the vendor side. It was just one of those years. The security's yelling at people on the escalator to, I guess their big new rule this year was one person per step and do not walk on the escalator, which is, uh, I mean, if there's nobody else there, can I just go? It's just stairs. Can I walk the stairs? No, actually you can't, because you're not allowed on the stairs outside. You're not allowed on the stairs to the, and I never tried the stairs going up to the rooms on the one end. So I don't know. It was a weird year. I'm ready for like Legion's Con and hotel shows. Those are more laid back. Oh, I appreciate it, Nathan. Yeah, it seemed like we got off the plane, hung out a bit, got back on the plane, and that was it. But I do, I'm getting older. I do have a tendency to keep on talking. Just just and then suddenly the show's over. For the day. Wait, it's dinner time already? Oh, well, I mean, I get it. There was a lot. Most of the time, there's a crowd of people. There's a line. You get on, you wait. You're right behind somebody. But when we first got there, security actually stopped somebody in front of us because their shoe was untied, and they stopped them, pulled them out of the line, made them tie their shoe, then get back in to go up the escalator. And it's like, what? What? Why? Well, I get it. You don't want to. Maybe there was an accident. That kid is on the escalator again. Yeah, it is. Now I'll come out of it not being able to talk, like just talk myself to death, and I'm tired and everything. But it feels like, well, I say that the 2 times I've been, I've never seen the whole floor. I've made my way around, but you cannot see everything. There's too much to look at. Well, it seems like every year security has something like that. Like when we first started going, or when I first started going, you could hang out on the steps. You could go in and out through the middle. You could go on to the back. You could go on to the balconies. None of that's allowed anymore. And it was a slow process of, well, you can't go on the balconies anymore. You can't go up these stairs. You can't hang out here. Don't stop in the aisle. What I get wanting to get the flow going because it can get very claustrophobic. Just what your favorite part of the new Spider-Man movie? Spider-Man, but no, Hulk was really good. Punisher. I mean, it was just the characters and how they interacted with each other. It wasn't just Spider-Man movie. It felt like Captain America: Civil War is a Captain America movie, but it's also part of the whole. Yeah, there's too much. Even if you stop at a booth and look, and then make your circle or wandering or talking and then come back, you're looking at the same booth going, oh, let's see this. Oh, the new stuff every time. Oh, an escalator totally tried to eat me at the mall as a kid. No joke. Back when shoe stores laced your shoes when you bought them, they put too long of laces in my new Adidas Phantoms. So did it get caught down into the? I don't know. I guess I've never had an experience. I guess you have to have an experience with an escalator before you fear the escalator, before you respect the escalator. The one character we can't talk about, kind of like Fight Club, they were neat too. Yeah, it was everybody ended up where I wanted them to end up. You know what I mean? There's still questions, but it makes sense that they want to leave it hanging a little bit. That makes you excited about the next movies. I don't know that was in the trailers, so I don't mind bringing that up. But I mean, if it isn't, it's a call. I mean, it's one of those. What is that? Because we've been talking about that for months. She's got the look, but I doubt if it's actually Rogue. You know, just hanging out on a city bus. Ugly metal stairs. I get that. Down down is a weird direction, isn't it? That's a weird sentence to say out loud. But it's kind of like you go up a ladder and you think, okay, that's cool. You get on the roof, then you go back to the ladder to go back down, and it's like, oh. Yes, this is a very random live stream because I have no topic whatsoever. I figured we'd just talk about anything that popped up in chat. What's the best way to display figures on shelves? I've been collecting for 6 years and still haven't found a good way. This is one of those things where everybody has their own idea and their own, which is not bad, you know, but my shelves are mostly yearbook. They're mostly vanilla, just to fit more on there. And because of the handbooks, it all comes back to the handbooks. You know, you look at the pictures in there, and everybody's just standing at their hero pose or whatever. So I like that visually on a shelf. Plus, I can put everybody together. I can put levels to it, spice racks, elevate people in the back. They all look good. But some people will look at that and go, that is not exciting whatsoever. You're collecting these action figures, they have all this articulation, put them in poses, and just have battle scenes and stuff. And hey, I like seeing that too. There's no wrong way. It's just how you like it. You know what? I haven't talked about this much, if ever, but I wasn't a big X-Files guy. I remember it being on and it being a thing, but I've never sat down and watched it. Well, there's probably a few episodes, but by the time X-Files came on, I was chasing kids and working way too much. What are modu cases? At first, I thought I was thinking, okay, here we gotta do some searching. Modu cases. What? Here, yeah, you get to watch me just search for stuff now. Wall mounted display case with sliding glass. Holy shit, that one's expensive. That's a. Which one are you buying? Oh, appreciate it, Samuel. I know anything about Castlevania. Want to make a Simon Belmont custom with He-Man Chronicle figure, but I don't know where to start. How do I start my first custom? Ooh. I played the first Castlevania back 30 years ago or something. I can't even remember what Simon Belmont looks like. I think my mental image is the Nintendo show that was on. Was there a cartoon, Captain N? Did it have Simon Belmont in it? Okay, so I am looking at the right ones. Modu cases. Yeah, this one's like 372 for. Oh, let's see. It looks interesting. It's kind of like a window. How do I add share screen window? Like I said at the first, man, new program. Let's see. Wall mounted display case. Share. That sucks. What are we doing? Oh, there we go. Yeah, 372. Oh, 350 if you order 4 plus. Was there a NECA Simon Belmont? I'm buying the cheapest shelving. Yeah, I pick up the Walmart specials and then hang them on the wall with some brackets. This is probably good advice. Yeah, you want to practice on a crappy junk figure before diving in on a custom, especially if you're invested. Because that nothing. Well, I don't know. I can only speak for myself, but there's nothing that makes me want to throw a custom through a wall as it not working right off the bat. You know what I mean? Well, especially at first, when I first started doing all this, I was like, I cannot get my brain picture to materialize in the real world, and got discouraged constantly. Yeah, is this not a mod case? Google search. Oh, okay. Modular. How about modu space? That makes too much sense. Thousands on the collection, $80 on the rack holding it. Hey man, there ain't nothing. I ain't collecting shelves. I'm collecting toys. Okay, looks like we got some boxes. We got some. Oh, wait. Okay, I get it. Start with one, build a wall. Is the modu case just the cube, and then it you stack them and they go together? Yeah, when will you do a collection tour? When I get the dust that has been collecting since the last collection tour out of the room. It's getting to that point because the grandkids were over a couple weekends ago when I was at San Diego, and they hit the wall behind my room and knocked a bunch down. So my first thought was, ooh, I can just drag them all off, dust, put them back, redo it. But it wasn't as bad as it sounded on the phone. So I need to actually pull everything down. Ooh, back in 2009, in the dark times. Was that DC Universe Classics, Tom's? Different sizes and shapes, but they can stack together in all kinds of ways. That's what I'm seeing. Oh, here we go. This site. Hey, I would like to look at pictures. Okay, you can buy. So there are rectangles. Is this Justin's collection? He does Hot Toys. Is this what? In fact, that kind of looks like his setup. You can buy whole modules or combine. I own 9 DF120s and 6th 165. Oh, now you're getting technical. Hire someone here to dust for you. I feel like that's a trap. Yeah. Your collection deserves better. Man, I buy $27 Marvel Legends. I don't need a big fancy case. That sounds like I was one pouch, man. That sounds like I was. Yeah, you're no, 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 no. Like I said earlier, each to each his own. Look on Sideshow for a modular case. I'm just gonna put .com and see what happens. Spider-Man is here. That was fancy. That's no moon. Uh-oh. The program stopped showing. There it is. I am attempting. I've got and in fact, that's what I was going to do later today was to see if they've got applications open for content creator or whatever the hell they're doing, or media outlet. Last year I got turned down, but I was told to go through some channels, see what happens. Mod you case. Okay, they are a little pricey, but they look spiffy. Do they have front covers that you can pull up and shove in? Like, oh, see, you or Veebs. Well, just 2 weeks ago, we were on the live stream together. So, I mean, man, Trevor, I was just saying earlier, was it a weird San Diego? I think a lot of people were agreeing that it's a weird San Diego. Like, I know a lot of people were there, but I didn't hardly see anybody, even though I was on the con floor for most of the day. I don't know if I was hanging out in the wrong spots or what was happening. And it went by fast. We're still looking at Motu. I don't know yet. Maybe, maybe not. Nothing locked in yet. What is this? Master Revolving House Black. Oh, does it have a turntable? Does it have 2 turntables? Perhaps a microphone? You knew where that was going. Yeah, it was weird. It was like they didn't turn on all the air conditioners. Almost like, hey, there's too many people in here. Let's make people uncomfortable and try to get them out after paying that much money to get in. Couldn't see the forest for the trees. Yeah, and there was a lot of trees. The front is an acrylic panel with magnets. So it just pops off, huh? Oh, I see the LED lights too. Distribution by Sideshow. $205. So that's interesting. Because you can take the different shapes and sizes and put them together. Even though I don't have a lot of shapes and sizes like this stuff. Well, shit, that's about the best way to display Star Wars ships, I think, because of all the different shapes and sizes. Module case is great, but expect to wait a year or more. Damn. So they're expensive and you have to wait? Man, I don't know. We're getting to that age where I'm going to pre-order this, but will I see it? That was I was saying earlier, I'm in clean shop mode because I don't have any space to sit down and actually work on anything. In fact, if you saw right here, I haven't got to this desk yet. It's miserable. It's just I've got enough room for my mouse. Actually, if they were trying to move people out, they should use the same tactic as our local Irish restaurant. They have a bagpiper walking around playing music on Friday evenings to prevent loitering. I Yeah. Although I'm a big fan of bagpipes, but my wife isn't. We would be gone before bagpiper even made it over. You know what? We were talking about this last week. What Toy Biz legend can't be replaced by Hasbro, and why is it the series? Wait, VI would be 6 Wolverine. Face blue smiling. Which one's that? Which one was Wolverine? That's not the solid body one, was it? Oh no. Okay, that's the shorter brown Wolverine, wasn't it? I'm y'all are just looking at display space. I'm down here in the corner. Look at that. Okay, yeah, I can see that, but not from 5 feet away. I always make the joke of the AC/DC solo. I could play that on bagpipes where it's just, but my wife hates it. Don't tell her I just did that. Piper down. We have a piper down. Yep. Collections piling up. In fact, I just opened a bunch of, well, the Super Friends. I had all of them still in the package, and I thought, well, it's time to get those all out. And now they take up this much space instead of a whole shelf space. Directly after bagpipes are the worst. Love bagpipes. Wait. This is going. Is the new Mezco Punisher the definitive version? I feel like no one is talking about it with the Mafex recently coming out. Hot take, maybe. I don't care for the Mafex, so I didn't pre-order it. But I also don't care for the Mafex Daredevil that everybody loves. I don't know. I get it, but I'm starting to feel like Mafex does not fit in with the rest of my collection as I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? As much as I love Mafex, I'm skipping around, especially when I got to pay FedEx another $20 every time one shows up. Piss on that. Sandwiches? What kind of sandwiches? Am I going to Google lunch meat? Look under your chairs. Oh man, yeah. That song even has a hint of coming on, and she looks over at me like, "Don't you do it." But the problem is, my kids also join in with me, so it's like a triple bagpipe solo. Loving the Batman and Robin Super Friends. You know what? They're simple. They're kind of dumb, but I love them. As I was taking each one out, I'd try to stand them up, and some worked and some didn't. But I still, and I was also keeping a tally as I was going, and I realized I was missing Aquaman, Bizarro, Brainiac, and Zan. And then I went in the house and was looking around in piles and found the Aquaman and the Bizarro. So now I only have to pick up Brainiac and Zan. And Zan, for some reason, has shot up in price. I hate it. You know what? That's reflex now. In my head, when I'm about to say it, I'm like, how did I just say it? And it's just, whoosh, it's second nature. I can do that, but I can't say paladin consistently. Did I say that? Yeah, I said it the correct way, right? Man, in art is just. I wish I cared about Dark Knight's metal. You know, I think I have the McFarlanes somewhere from where they first started, where it was like, oh, look at all these different sculpts and it's got articulation. They're nice. I like these. But those were also, what, $20, $25 at the time. And it's not like in art is super expensive, but I'm also at a space point in my life where it's like, I don't want this taking up space. I just want what I want, what I like, what I really, really like. I, you tell me what I want, what I really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I use Warpath. Oops, I went to Target today and they still don't have the Marvel Legends Secret Wars Daredevil in stock. Man, yeah, it seems like mine did, but they didn't get the whole wave. They got multiples of half the wave. I use Warpath and Green Sub-Zero as Apache Chief and Samurai. Well, did they get? They got Black Vulcan. I'm afraid they're not going to finish. Is my big for? They're definitely not getting a Grodd or Solomon Grundy. I feel like they can kind of get to some other ones. It seems like I heard them say something about one more wave. What is now top of your Marvel Legends want list since you finally got Outback Psylocke? Outback Colossus. No thought, no hesitation. I need that. I've had a custom planned forever, and don't say Age of Apocalypse Colossus torso. The lines are running the wrong direction. That's off the list. I am playing with the Marvel Select, but you gotta fuse other parts in to make them shorter, and the abs still have the costume sculpted on. Yeah, when they make 7-inch stuff, got their Dark Knight stuff though. Dark Knight stuff is what I'm after. That's pretty much my only in art at this point. The I get what you're saying. I mean, I maybe they're doing it because I think Mafex does that too. Medicom made different Mafex properties in different scales. Like you couldn't put Suicide Squad with the Dark Knight for whatever reason. Why was Suicide Squad bigger? How much more, if you bought in art, how much more expensive of a shelf would you need to display them? They're on the Walmart shelves too. Next to some SH Figuarts and some Mezco and some Super 7 and AEW Danhausen. That's a very random shelf. Get out. Get out. What do you think of Mezco's Solomon Grundy? I like it. I really, really do. But I want to get their Hulk in hand first to see size and articulation and what's going on. I did not see the Odyssey. At this point, I only really go to movies for superhero movies. I'll see the Odyssey eventually. But Spider-Man, we actually snuck in at Thursday at noon, which is oddball for local theaters because they don't usually do that kind of thing, but it was Spider-Man. So, and it was not very crowded at all. And yet there were still people that don't know how to eat popcorn. Close your mouth. That and the old people with the Werthers constantly opening their hard candies during the movie. I'm getting old. I know. I used to enjoy that kind of thing. Mondo made some amazing He-Man and Skeletor figures from the 2000 X series, but then made them 7-inch scale. $220 saved, I guess. Yeah, I haven't actually laid hands on those. I love the look of them. But one, I'm not a huge 2000 X guy. And two, they did look slightly large. Which I guess it being He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, I wouldn't mind them being slightly oversized because muscles. But I don't know. Yeah, plus the price, which I get. There were forces behind the scenes at work. I don't know. I like looking at them. No, 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 no. Werthers are awesome. They are. But open that up before you get in the theater, especially waiting for quiet parts. I love. What do you do with the expensive leftovers from a failed custom. They usually sit in a pile forever because I think, well, I'll come back to this. And in fact, when I was cleaning yesterday, I ran across one of the piles and I was like, I'm never coming back to this. And all these parts are specifically done to make this one thing that I have obviously failed at. So whew, I don't throw them away. They're in a box of failed projects or parts and pieces and build a figure pieces, and to eventually be taken to a show. I don't know. I feel like they should be given away, or somebody could use something, do something with it. Mezco is okay. I feel like it's not going to be as agile as I want a Nightcrawler to be. And I was just talking, I was just talking shit about Mafex, but then didn't they just show Maverick, Sabretooth, and Colossus? I'll bite on those. I still get the X-Men types, but that Punisher was very comic accurate. But looking at it, it doesn't go with my stuff. And it was the same for Daredevil. I'm perfectly fine with the Secret Wars Marvel Legends Daredevil. Man, I could do hours on work in progress customs. What do I have right here? Oh, how about a werewolf that I need to do a lot of grinding on? This head is slightly large for this, and it's bulky for what we saw in the comics, but I need to grind the hell out of the back of this to make it attachable this way, not this way. And I saw several people do this, but the Marvel Legends Magic with the old Toy Biz 5-inch Magic accessories. The best part of that, I mean, I'm going to try to make this work, but the best part of it is the chromey sword that looks. So yeah, that'll eventually work. But then it's meant for a 5-inch figure, and I don't think it wrapped around the original 5-inch figure's legs. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know why I'm drifting off this way either. Got a tail for a Hepzibah. The head's over there. What are some of the most versatile legends for customizing? I have a pile. I can't help myself when I find a cheap, is it Shriek? Because it's just a plain female body in one color. It's not the newest with the extra articulation, but when I'm customizing, I don't move it around after anyway. So that's fine. The Hyperion pack, the 2-pack, that's what I was, because you can find those cheap now. I'm hoping the Gladiator and Lady Deathbird, I nearly said Deathstrike, Lady Deathbird 2-pack starts going down in price, because Gladiator is a nice, clean, big body. Yeah, that's it. But Legends Hercules, yes, but the Gladiator has clean. You don't have to change out the boots. You don't have to. Is that all the Hercules needs, is changing out the boots? But he comes with, it's a cleaner Hercules body. And what else do I have a pile of? Oh, and now I'm hoping the new Punisher body, but they're both in 2-packs, and the one with finger guns is going up in price. So I went ahead and grabbed another Gamerverse Punisher and Nick Fury 2-pack to have an extra one of those. Hopefully they'll bring those out singles, use them on other characters, something, but that's a nice clean body. I have some questions. Do you plan on to dive into the Robo Don't Know territory by watching One Piece or Dragon Ball Super? actually watch something instead of just talking out of my ass about it? Come on now. Thing. No, I, I do have a list, but way up on it is Clone Wars, Batman the Animated Series, the 90s X-Men series, One Piece, and Dragon Ball Super would be way down. Plus, I kind of lost it. I haven't even finished My Hero Academia. And I was super into that. But I realized again, cleaning, I had some figures from Jazzwares and stuff, and I hadn't even opened them. And I thought, you know what? I'm not even interested in this anymore. I just watch something so you could know what? I'm too busy looking at toys and comic books that I read 40 years ago. And One Piece, from what I've heard, is never ending at this point. I have seen clips of the live action One Piece, and it looked okay, but uh, oh yeah, I don't read a lot of comics. If I'm reading comics again, I'm going back to like Outback or 80s comics to reread those, and then realizing, man, there are a lot of word balloons on this page. But I am reading. I just got this, and I haven't finished it yet. But the John Byrne X-Men Elsewin, where it's just where, what is it, after the Phoenix saga, he picks up and just does his own thing and goes from there. And it's interesting, and I'm liking it. The artwork isn't as clean. It's still John Byrne, but it's modern John Byrne. But my problem was that with this is 10 years from now, I'm going to remember some of these stories and think they actually happened instead of it being a what if type situation. And I guess there's more coming, so I need to finish this and get ready for the next ones. Whoa! I watched the Tick live action. Okay, I'm perfectly fine when it comes to Tick. I started Visions. Is there a second season? I don't know. I started Visions and it was kind of like, this is okay, but I do really feel like I'm hitting that point where it's like, you know what? I don't need new worlds. I don't need new new realms, new lores, new histories to learn constantly. That's not What If Dark Phoenix, but What If kind of after Dark Phoenix, because it starts with them back on Earth after that whole thing. The Patrick Warburton, the '90s one. I watched some of the newer one with the voice of Darth Maul. What's his name? Peter Serafinowicz. And it was okay, but man, it's hard to beat Patrick Warburton. Oh, did it sell out at the distributor level? I thought I saw something about got to get the pre-order in for the next print. Okay, yeah, so they did say 3 volumes. And it's been on his site forever. He's been doing the pencils, I guess, or something, but then people started coloring it, or I don't know how it started, but yeah, this is just collecting everything he's put on his site. I need to work on my displays too. And I realize, yeah, there's a lot of people. Well, I have my display in the house that has been just new figures shoved in for years. Out here, since this is a newer space, I've brought. I don't know. I don't know if I'd call it my main displays, but all my most wanted X-Men stuff, because it's all new, all different, and then some cosmic stuff that's I just said X-Men and went directly to the random shelf. But then Outback and Excalibur and X Factor from all that same general time frame. And then Brotherhood. Well, more Freedom Force, really. I'm doing a room tour right now. I'm telling you everything that I'm looking at. No, someday, yeah. I need to get everything organized like I really want it. My problem is I buy new stuff or these damn handbooks. I keep pulling stuff down, and then I just throw them back up, and it's craziness. And I just bought volume 1 omnibus of the handbook master edition from the early 90s. So we're going to be doing this for months, years, just going through handbooks. Oh, hey, what's going on, Mike? You know what? I had one in my Amazon cart forever. Just those straight line shelves, just huge, takes up a wall. And then for some reason, maybe because people caught on that they can fit 1/12 figures in there, price shot way up and they disappeared. And I thought, well, shit. Oh, really good Alex Ross graphic novel from them called FF Full Circle. That's a sequel to This Man, This Monster. I know it's killing me. I never thought I've loved the handbooks forever, and I've always thought, you know what, I need to figure out a way to do that on camera. But nobody wants to watch an hour-long video of just flipping through a comic book. And hey, YouTube seems to like it too because it actually gets it out there. I use bookshelves from Target. It's basically an IKEA bookshelf. Yeah, I use the plain Jane black shelves from Walmart. That I actually, yeah. I put a couple of extra screws in them just for good luck. But yeah. IKEA has a 6x6 cubes that have little cubes in them that are 12 by, why is it still going? I've clicked on you. And they're spectacular. Yeah, but you got to have an IKEA. I think I've driven past an IKEA one time, a couple times. Checking against my collection and playing with my Marvel Legends. Also taking notes of the pieces I need. Thanks, Robo. Yeah, and it's also nice. I put it out there. The whole gimmick is Robo don't know, and I just get in front of the camera, blah 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 blah. But I also gain a lot from the comments section because like the Ultimate Nullifier, I'm like, Hasbro, you need to get back out there. And then somebody commented, hey, it's in that 2-pack of the white costume Mr. Fantastic and Spider-Man. They put it in there. It's coming here in the next month or two. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Which I played with at the Hasbro breakfast at San Diego, and I may have talked myself into it. I'm easily swayed when it comes to Marvel figures, I think. But the Spider-Man looks good. Reed looks good. And hell, that other pack is worth it just for the Sue heads. That'll spruce up. Well, you know what? I don't want to spruce up the old Fantastic Four. I want new figures of the black and blues and the white and blues based on the Future Foundation figures. And this is where I should have pictures, but I haven't brought any of the promo stuff out to this computer. So it's just me. Robo, how much of Brand New Day was spoiled for you before you saw it? None. I've gotten to where I avoid that kind of stuff online. My son doesn't even watch trailers anymore. And he blocks the terms Spider-Man, Brand New Day, Hulk, anything that he remotely knows, he blocks it from seeing before. And then we went Thursday at noon. We went to the first showing on the first day. Just because I'm constantly on the internet. So I'm going to see some stuff. And I learned way back in at Star Wars Episode 1 that I'd rather go in. Now, some things happen. Sometimes you see things, but I'd rather go in as spoiler free as possible. That vision with wait, stop, cut back. That vision with the long cape. What is Hasbro doing? Doesn't look that terrible. It doesn't look that terrible. No, no, no. You know, it's dynamic. It's exciting on the shelf. And even if it was a cape that just hung straight back in plastic form, if you want it bad enough, you'll get a custom cape and put it on there. So this is the same situation, just different sculpt, a different way. Now, you probably wouldn't want it if you hate that cape because of what it looks like and how much space it's going to take. You're going to want to replace it as soon as possible. Whereas if it was just hanging off the back, you'd be like, okay, this is okay for now until I see something. Whoa, you young whippersnapper, what are you doing hanging out in here? I nearly missed it because the chat scrolled on by. Yes, okay. I just saw the video that the Horseman posted earlier. I think Skeleton Warriors was after our time, but did you have any connection to them? I didn't buy them. I didn't, but they are really cool toys, both new and old versions. They were after. Again, I think that was during the time of I was out of high school, I was chasing kids, I was working many hours a day. And but man, seeing those at San Diego, because for some reason I remember the skull face guy with the long hair, and then I remember the bad guys. But today, when because I'm going to attempt to use the Horseman video as an intro for Saturday, but I don't know if that song is trademarked, which YouTube hates. So I went to see what the original theme song sounded like, and it sounds just like it. But there were humans running around, and I was like, wait, I don't even remember people being in that cartoon because I didn't watch the cartoon. You know what? In fact, I don't know how I know what Skeleton Warriors look like. Maybe it was the toys. Maybe it was commercials. Boom, boom, boom. Would you stop? This, I don't even want to pop that because people may think it's actual spoilers. Yeah, I watched one trailer going in and nothing else. It was nice. Movies are way better going in blind and being surprised. Yeah, and I learned that lesson quick because, you know, episode 1 was at least here in Arkansas, was the beginning of the internet and all these things going on. And I was searching for as much as I could. And this, oh, who's that character? And what's this? And the plot points and the script and this. And then I went and saw the movie and realized, well, I've already seen all. There's no surprise. And I realized I did it to myself. So I don't do that anymore. X-Men 97 season 2 thoughts so far. Got opportunity for multiple waves of new figures. I have not watched it yet. I told the wife, you know what? I like season 1 so much. I want to go back and rewatch that before getting into season 2. And then we didn't get a chance to do it with projects and grandkids coming over and San Diego Comic-Con. So I haven't sat down and watched it. And at this point, I almost want to wait until they're all out and watch them all at once. But it's X-Men, and it's kind of eating at me a little bit. I completely missed Skeleton Warriors, even though I was target age like Silverhawks for you. But no. I mean, Skeleton Warriors actually existed because I remember them being right there. You know, maybe it was the toys. Maybe it was KBs. Were they sitting around there for a while? But this Silverhawks crap, I don't know what people are talking about there. Are you an angel? Yeah, I just remember coming out of that. But that was also the beginning of my getting out of Star Wars phase. By the time 2 came around, Marvel was hitting. That's right. Silverhawks never existed. There's Thundercats and there's Tiger Sharks. I don't know how I saw Tiger Sharks but not Silverhawks, but people just take those and go, man, I wish there was something in the air tonight. Oh Lord. I feel like I would have been all over it, but don't remember seeing anything. The 90s, well, okay, the 80s were like that too. It's just that I was a lot more immersed in the 80s, but it feels like the 90s, they were just throwing everything at the wall. But again, that's a carryover from the 80s. And I feel like that because I missed most of the 90s cartoons. But there's also nothing wrong with just throwing things at the wall and seeing what stick, because somebody's going to like. I mean, somebody's going to like something. Everything has something that somebody liked. Even by including the funeral theme in the soundtrack. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Oh, people agree. Soundtrack CD spoiled a lot, huh? Good Lord. Okay, we just throwing everything out. Did you watch Miami Vice? Love it. No, I don't remember. I remember the commercials, and I probably sat through some episodes, but no, I don't remember a lot of my Miami Vice. Yep, I watched it earlier. It is catchy, but I guarantee it's copyright written or something. I did the custom cartoon Punisher you made. I nearly sacrificed that last week to make Thunderbird, but I went ahead and ordered a second set. Because while I have no connection to that cartoon Punisher or that cartoon, I like the look of that blue with the trench coat. When the Bots Master gets dug up and put on a fresh 112 body, we will know we've hit peak reuse. Oh no, do I need to look up the Bots Master? Do I know this and oh, what in the hell? 93. Yep. That's my graduation year. And that would have been after graduation when I was trying to find my way in the world. So yeah, I do not remember that whatsoever. What is even going on here? Does he control bots? Yeah, there's bots. Did we bring this back? Check out that hot bot. No, wait. Oh, I don't know, but I don't know about a weekly tradition. I run out of stuff to say, and no, but I'm afraid I'm just going to bore y'all. But yeah, every now and then I like popping in surprise style, just to what's going on, because I don't know if I can schedule for this. I think we ran into this at San Diego, where I scheduled it, but it never popped up on YouTube to say, "Hey, this is coming." Dun, dun, dun. Is this the bot's master? He's got a helmet. Does this helmet control the bots? It does have that thing. I guarantee each of these bots have a specialty of some kind. Dun, 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 dun. I got to see the Mafex Bloodsport. That is one of the best redesigns ever. Bloodsport. If Hasbro and Nintendo are buddies now, maybe we'll get Captain N at some point. I don't know if they'll dig that deep. Hasbro I, I don't know. When I think of video game toys from Hasbro, I think of short-lived. But I only really think of what, Fortnite and what was the other one? His helmet controls something. Holy shit! I was class of 19. You know how weird that is to say, because or to think of, because back in the 80s, you know, I was class of 34, class of 40. Thing. Oh, he likes big bots, and he cannot lie. That does seem like more of a Mondo thing. Wait, no, no, I did see that. I did see the okay, endless amounts of figures, cartoons, and foods to look up pictures of and talk about. Did you order the Retro Kid vinyl figures of the Flintstones vitamins? We were actually looking at that at Comic-Con, and I think Veebs did order them. Here. Retro Kid vinyl. Flintstones vitamins. That's right. I'm a man of the world. Where are we going? We coming back here? I'm getting the hang of it. They are essentially Flintstones vitamins in vinyl form. Overwatch, yeah, that's the one. Which I thought would be, you know, hey, I'm going to grab some of these for fodder. They're so oddly shaped and proportioned that I didn't. Can we get a hint at the next few figure reviews? I don't know what's going on. I do have Doc Samson coming. Hasbro Pulse shipped it out of the blue a month early, but they put it on a horse. And I think that horse is just kind of wandering the countryside because it says it's out, but it's been dropped off to another place. 4 days later, it took 4 days to go from Orlando, to get out of Orlando. And it is DHL. It's crazy to think that DHL can get me something from China in a couple of days, but it takes 15 to get halfway across the country. Yeah, $50. That was another thing. But these are well, I thought they were bigger than that. It is a size comparison with an actual vitamin that looks like it's from the 80s. Stands 5 times taller. And that's it's $10 of vinyl. I don't know vinyl pricing. Oh, don't say t-shirts. Oh, 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 what? Berenstain? That's not right. I ate so many purple Flintstones vitamins as a kid. I was surprised the kidneys didn't shut down. I always wanted to eat more. You know what I mean? Don't make vitamins taste like candy. But I get it because you want your kids to eat vitamins, but they're so good that, you know, you sneak by that cabinet in the night or something. It's like, well, a few more won't hurt. No, I don't know. Oh, you don't know if you're going to get the Blockies Marvel figures and have to put them together. I don't, and people argue this. They're just slightly smaller, and it's smaller, but they're scaled slightly smaller. You can tell the difference. Apparently, they're upsized their Spider-Man a little bit. But I put Jeff together before heading to San Diego, and it didn't take that long. It was fun. It was pretty cool. It I don't know how it compares to the Marvel Legends, Jeff, the land shark, but that's right. Delicious chalk. I for basically a statue is crazy. Hey, I get it. But it's 5 statues. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to get the Blockies Born Again DD and give new hands for my Legends one. Hmm. again, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's the same with Star Wars. A lot of people are like, "Oh, cheap stormtroopers to fill out the display," but my brain can't handle it. And I know it's fine, but I don't know. They're just smaller. Mm, 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 mm. Mhm. I wanted those vitamins, but I remember a doctor telling my mother that they were fancy, expensive candy. Probably shaped and branded expensive candy. The big red dog, Grover. Oh, the monster at the end of this book. No, why you got me looking at shirts? I like the Blockies Jeff better than the Legends one. It's not a slug, and the scale is close enough. And it's got options. The mouth is amazing. You open it up and the teeth come out. It does get stuck down. If you open it all the way, it is kind of a pain in the ass to get back up, but worth it. I think it's worth it. And the only other rivals figure I'm getting is Punisher, and I picked him up at Target a couple of days ago. But that's more for either Crossbones or Bane. I wanted to see how it would look with different heads. I don't care about rivals. And that's what people tell me, but I can't do it. I will look at the shelf and go, those are smaller. Plus, like I said earlier, space has become a determining factor. I don't need loads of stormtroopers. I just need a couple to flank Vader or an officer or somebody. Long gone are the days of needing a shelf full of stormtroopers. Yeah, my wife's gonna kill me with as many t-shirts as I already have. Bane! Yes, because I got the Mattel, the new I don't even know what they're calling that line. Every site has a different name for it, but I got that 3-pack with Bane, Nightwing, and Batman. And at Target, I picked up the Superman and Green Lantern for $12.99. It's worth it for the heads. If we get to the more collector friendly series and there's customizing potential, this just adds to that. I've spent more on 3D printed unpainted heads. Mm, 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 mm. Flintstones kid and growing. Jada, they've hired some people. They're getting the thing, but yeah, they need to get cracking. They need to get some stuff out, and I feel like that's about to happen. The way June talks, it's once we get past this next, that it should be on a cycle. I'm growing just watching this channel. Okay, no, no, I'm not gonna make the joke. That would be crude and rude. And this is a proper channel. We talk about high flute and stuff. We talk about expensive cases and collectibles. I hear you. My display cabs and cases are now stacked to the ceiling. A friend asked me if I had binoculars when he checked out my collection. Yeah, uh, more tubs. In fact, when I was contemplating, am I going to live stream or am I going to clean? But to clean more, I need to go get more tubs. And not the big tubs. I need more of the small, thin. I think they're for some kind of collecting stamp. They're at Michael's, and they're $4 a piece. In fact, I could fit all the Super Friends into one of those. So I need more. They stack. They're nice, just like Bushwhacker. That's who I was trying to remember earlier. No, the heads are awesome, and I'm sure there's parts to be used. Man, if I had, well, I always have gripes about, but man, if they had taken double knees and no ankles, is like it hurts. I wish they had taken one of the knee joints and put it at the ankle, and then man, I'd be fine displaying them with the future if they don't make a John Stewart right off the bat and displaying. I mean, I don't think I'd have a problem displaying them as is, but ankles are so important. I didn't yet, but I was staring at them in the case because there's robots. Everywhere I go, I always feel like somebody's watching me. I kind of want Jada to make the live action Scooby Gang too. Hey, you wait until after cartoon's done. Because I need that set first. I only recently got into Black Series once they hit my low quality standards, but now they don't mess around much with OT creatures and vehicles. Think we're gonna get. I've seen this comment a couple of times, and you know they're not doing a lot of OT. All that next year is a anniversary year, and I kind of feel like I kind of feel like everybody's kind of holding off to throw stuff at that wall next year. At least that's what I'm hoping. Now I will admit I have bought more Black Series in the past 6 months than I have in the past couple of years because there's been some interesting things. But if they start uh, just hitting us with the OT stuff, then yeah, I'm back in again. But right now it's Marvel. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. What music have you been listening to lately? I've been on a promise kick because I accidentally, not accidentally, it just happened to work out that we were traveling to a spot where Primus was playing a month or so back. So I got to see them, got to check that off the list. So, and then at San Diego, I went to the Transformers Apology Tour concert and ended up with that soundtrack. And even though I've heard that a million times, it's in the truck. It's on rotation. Who doesn't love Marvel? Yeah, it's a surprise. I didn't even schedule it. It was just like come in here, click live. I missed a video today, and I hate missing or screwballing the schedule. So I thought, you know what, we're gonna get something up today. If I have to live stream, I only display one version of the main cast. I don't need another Luke. I need more characters. That is a good point. I try not to. Well, no, the main display, I pick my favorites. But then in the secondary display, like the rest of the Star Wars stuff, I will, because I mean, Hoth and Bespin and Jedi, you have different looks that are all iconic. So it comes down to just your favorite. I get one, but it also comes down to upgrading some of those. Because Bespin Luke, I didn't get that 2-pack with the damage, so I'm needing a better Bespin Luke. Oh, just saw Rush at Madison Square Garden. Amazing show. Yeah, I heard their bass player's okay. He's no Les Claypool, but he's okay. I haven't built actual figure model kits from Blockies. In fact, I have to go back and eat my own words on a. I thought all their sets were just arm, leg, head, body, throw them together, but they are actual model kits. But not as complicated as say, well, again, I've only built Jeff, but I don't think they're as complicated as the Bandai model kits for figures. I don't think they're that intricate, but there's still some. I don't know. It'd take you an hour or two. I'm dying for an upgraded, longer dewback and land speeder. I just ran across my land speeder the other day. I didn't realize that I stole the floaty base for something else. And I was digging through something else. I was like, why is land speeder in this box? Oh, thank you. Hello to Poland. The handbooks are so fun. I mean, after 10 years of just doing toy reviews and then the Saturday videos and some tubs and some customizing, it's cool to go back and do something different. I got the Rivals model kits. They're great. Oh, I'll see you soon. Soon enough. I'm thinking about getting the Sabretooth and Wolverine 2-pack. Do you think it's worth it? I'd be getting it for Creed. Is that the one? Is that the larger, later costume Sabretooth with Cowboy Logan? I love that set, but I love Cowboy Logan. So, but, and I'm more of a smaller Sabretooth kind of guy. Earlier appearance, but I also love that Sabretooth. That's my main display Sabretooth. With Jorus Sebiouth, however you, I like that set. And Luke. Is BBTS only place selling that figure of the Tick? Yeah, because they're making the Tick. That's their company, Big Bad Workshop. Is Tool in your playlists? Older Tool. Yeah, older Tool. My Tool was what was that first 6-song EP, and then I had some later stuff, but early Tool. Oh, and here comes another. Robo, are you excited about next year? The G.I. Joe retros will be geared towards the 87 movie for its 40th. Hopefully, we get proper Nemesis Enforcer. I came to a crossroads yesterday during this whole cleaning session because I had a lot of Joes that I'd just been getting stacking up. Because there's always that thought of, hey, I'm going to do a G.I. Joe play day or something. G.I. Joe is at the point where I've got what I want. Because it was only early seasons of the cartoon for G.I. Joe for me. And when I was opening a pile yesterday, I realized I'm done. That's it. I've got what I want. Now, that's not saying I won't ever buy another G.I. Joe figure, but I don't need anybody else. I don't need as I have the Cobra Commander on Throne on pre-order, but that's different. That's the main guy, one of the main guys. But yeah, I've got what I want. I don't need any more. Road Pig or GTFO? That's one of the ones I didn't open. I didn't get to the bigger boxes. I don't know if this is so much, it's not. I don't know if it's so much losing the license that all the other license holders are on hold. So Mattel can do their thing. At least that's the way I understood it. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's what's actually going on. But that's just how that's the feel I got. Because at the same time, Mondo's over showing, their bigger figures. And I think those are on a timeline too. I think that may have been why they were all there. But I don't know. I feel like Mattel wants some time alone with the license. And even then, I think there was talk of mixing and matching turtles into other Mattel lines. But very early, like spitballing, because that was one of the questions at the Masters part of Mattel. We were talking to, and it was like, well, what would you think of this? And I was just, well, mashup's been done, but I don't know. Hot Springs. Do y'all still have SpaCon? Is that still going on? That's true too. Yeah. They also need some time for Muppets and McDonald Land. I want that. My mouse is screwballing. Um, yeah, give some time to that because yeah, they were deep into turtles, but it sold apparently. I mean, that's what companies do. They keep they make more stuff that sells well for them. So yeah, they got to find that next turtles for a while. I have no idea. This is so up in the air right now because Mattel is so tight-lipped with their stuff. I mean, they hardly announce the stuff that is coming out. Most of the time, with some He-Man items, I see it at Big Bad Toy Store before anything. I'm like, wait, did they announce this? What is going on? Or leaks from overseas retailers. I see more news from them than actual Mattel. Mm, 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 mm. My dad was GI Joe, so I grab one I like when I can, not just for myself, but oh, I get that. Yeah, GI Joe was on. I don't remember watching GI Joe, but was it between Transformers and Masters or Transformers and something else? And I think it just goes back to I love what I love of GI Joe, but in fact, when I was pulling them all out, I know certain characters. I don't know. I'm not deep into GI Joe, but I pulled out. I opened a lot of figures, and then when I looked in the tub, there was like 4 or 5 just in green uniforms with helmets, and I was like, "Oh shit, I should have labeled those or something because I don't know who they are now." Visionaries. I didn't watch Visionaries. I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember the commercials, I think, and the Is it difficult to get across the Mississippi River when you come to Atlanta conventions? Nope, I just fly over them, like most of the land between me and Atlanta. I like that bridge though, going across to Memphis. And well, like is a strong term. It's an interesting bridge because you hit Memphis and it's pretty much city right on the banks. Just I think New York Comic Con is when we're gonna see at least some hint of it. Maybe I think they have to wait until the license kicks in January 1st. They made a point to say January 1st several times. It depends on what it would be. Like 1/12 scale cartoon X-Men? I don't know. Because with Marvel, okay, with Ghostbusters, I'm in for the Ghostbusters, but I know that's a finite number of figures. It's going to end. It's done. When I get 4 Ghostbusters, that's my display. I even passed on, as much as I love the look of them, as much as I thought about getting them, I passed on the ghosts, not the People Busters, the ghost versions of the gang. And but when it comes to Marvel, oh, that's a deep well. So I'd be Maybe for some. Maybe for some, but not everything. No, Titan Expo is the exact same weekend as New York Comic Con. And I'm trying to get into New York Comic Con because all that happening's there. So yeah, I'm sure that I mean, if I Google it'd be fun, and I can get close. I can guess from a group of green fatigued guys, but yeah, I think my collection's where I want it to be. Mondo 112 scale X-Men 97. See, that would be tempting. But then they can keep going with different costumes and everything, and whew, at $101 a pop. That's a lot. Have you ever been to Frankensons in California? I have not. I've watched video walkthroughs, but never sat or never made it over there. NYC baby. Hopefully Marvel Legends team will reveal some cool stuff. Yeah, they've been showing stuff. Like I said, Mattel is supposed to something with DC, and then Jada's been going, and I've never done New York Comic Con, so I feel like that needs to be on the list. Did you get the Jim Bro Skeletor from San Diego? I did not. The Mattel booth is terrible to get through, or I'm no good at booths, lines, and everything. I wander by and I think, okay, I'll jump in later. Then it's sold out, and then I think Veeb's got his, but I missed it online. I don't know if I was doing something else. I missed it. So I'm also passing on the Dream Date because I feel like, oh, here's what'll happen. I missed Jim Bro, right? I'm skipping Dream Date because I don't have Jim Bro. Then Dream Date will sell out and they'll reoffer Jim Bro or something like that. That's how it'll go. Yeah, I have to laugh whenever I see the comment. No one cares about Batman, but at the same time, every McFarlane Batman seems to sell out. Every Batman from every company. Metacom does it. InArt's doing it. All these companies making so many different Batmans, and then I think, I'm so sick of Batman. But companies have to make what I like when they sprinkle with other things, and most companies do. But there's also a lot of Batman fans that get all the Batmans. Should have asked Mikey for connections. Maybe I will. Maybe he's still in here. Mikey. Well, it's also getting into the show. They turned me down last year, but I've been told to petition until they actually accept it. So we'll see. Because I don't even know if tickets have went on sale. I haven't been keeping track. I did get the I Bent My Man Thing Snowbird Sasquatch head for the Loose Collector Bigfoot body as I was standing at San Diego. I was standing in the Super 7 booth, I think. And I don't remember if I got a notification or something, but he posted on Instagram that he put 5 up on eBay, and I was able to snag one of those. And it looks so good. So now I have Snowbird and Sasquatch in their Sasquatch forms. And that's another thing. Office Space Skeletor win. It's odd that they got these two out so fast, but then Office Space is just hanging out. It's really just, I'm going to have fun no matter what you do, but I'm a fool. But yeah. And as soon as I'm not having fun with this, I'll go do something else. You'll see me just disappear, just float off. Just, oh, okay. He started a fishing channel or something. Not fishing. I don't care for fishing. I have It was good. Two things that are always at retail: Batman and dinosaurs. That is true. Oh, that reminds me too. I've been watching. Well, okay. There's a YouTube series called Muldoon's Logs. It's kind of a found footage of Jurassic Park before Jurassic Park opened, and oh, it's so good. But now I go outside. I like if I come out here to clean or shoot at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, as I'm walking across the yard, I'm watching for raptors and rexes because the moon's shining and I see the silhouette or the trees against the sky, and I expect this big head to just come over. And boy, that's one of my worst nightmares. It was one of my worst nightmares before, but after you watch 20 episodes of, you know, that kind of stuff happening, you think, oh, yeah. Only fishing I really care for is big mouth Billy bass hunting. Oh man, come on. I haven't watched X-Men 97 season 2 yet, or X-Men 98. But yeah, I need more some new X-Men figures. That's another reason to get them out again. Because I've always wanted the Morrison costumes anyway. What Toy Biz do? Was it Toy Biz? Did Wolverine with the long legs and stumpy body? And then was that it? Was that the only new X? Zorn. We got Zorn somewhere. But I need that team. I love the puffy jackets. I love Jean in the segmented sweater. I doubt will we ever get Cat Beast in that exact form? Because in X-Men 97, is it his usual form, just in the black leather? This is another thing I was saying earlier. I need to clean badly. I need to get some dust up and out of the way. Yes, yes, for sure. Uh, I've picked up all the core. Well, okay, I didn't get Killer Croc 2-pack with Batman. I, I, that one didn't hit me. It didn't call to me. It didn't sing. But I got the Bane 3-pack, and I've gotten all the lie. That's a lie. I haven't got all the singles. Batman, Joker, Flash, Robin, Green Lantern, Superman. Almost missed this. Yeah, this program I'm using doesn't do a lot of announcing. Let us see some sheds. Yeah, I'm going to get to the displays, especially out here. If anything, I want to do the ones that are out here because that's customs, teams, X-Men that I've actually put together, Scooby-Doo. And it wasn't until after I did the San Diego haul that people were like, oh, that 60s Spider-Man 3-pack Lizard looks like it would fit right with Scooby-Doo. So that's where they're standing now. Electro, Spider-Man, Lizard is with Shaggy, the Mummy, and Creeper. I just showed that a minute ago. I've got the tail taken off and filled in. That's about it. Oh, are you getting the MVC Sentinel? Yes. I figure I'm not a big Gamerverse guy. I played was it Marvel versus Capcom? Marvel Superheroes back in the day. Because it was in the front part of the Pizza Hut I worked at. But I've gotten most of the Sentinels they've released so far, except for the arcade ones, the smaller ones. So I figure, you know what? It's made to order. Okay, here's what I did. I canceled the Seeker set that they're doing for made for order for Transformers, the blue, the yellow, the green. I canceled that in order to get the Sentinel. So I'm still budget friendly, but not so much space friendly. That I'm not doing the mask. I want to get Condor just because nostalgia reasons, and I love Jackhammer. But I also have my originals. They're not in great shape, but yeah, I haven't been getting the mask stuff. It's interesting. It's matching the shirt. I wore a matching shirt. Thoughts on the recolored Psylocke and Wolverine? Mm, it's okay. Another Ninja Psylocke. In fact, I was sitting so far back that I thought for a second that they did the old Elektra Psylocke swap, where they use the same body and just put an Elektra head on it. We saw it with Toy Biz. We saw it with. Have we seen it with Hasbro? Anyway, that's what I thought it was. And then I realized, oh no, that's Psylocke just in different colors. And that huge Wolverine that nobody likes. Hot take. No, I actually ended up, somebody gave me that at, was it Toylanta? Somebody gave me, and it's a very, very, very nice Wolverine. Just large for my display. Third party Transformers, third party figures in general. I'm okay with third party. I haven't dealt with a lot of the Transformer stuff. They look fantastic. And then as far as third party figures in general, I get the occasional Mess Toys or CT Toys or something, but I don't know. My only thing with third party toys is when people like, well, they can make it this cheap. Why can't the companies make it this cheap? Because reasons. That's my only problem with third party figures. Need a few jackhammers. Wait a second. What's going on there? Your top 5 most wanted X-Men Marvel Legends. Outback Colossus, which we already talked about. Human Beast. That way they can paint it. X Factor. First Class. X Factor, the other team. And several other versions. In perfect world, it would be a deluxe with swappable beast parts on the human parts that go down to a certain point, like forearm and mid calf or mid shin. But that's asking for a lot. I just want human beast. That's things. This is going to be very X-Men heavy. Need the rest of the Reavers. I'm counting that as one because they could do it as a box set and throw a Wolverine in there. Oh, a proper Goblin Queen, and then Agent X. Dark Avengers Ares. I actually found both of mine. Neither of them have a helmet. I don't know where it went. It should have been in the tub with those, but you customize Marvel Legends. Wouldn't you enjoy Mythic Legions customizing? I do, and I've done a couple, but I don't know. I also like having an emotional attachment to what I'm making. If I'm going through the work and stuff, I really, really want what I'm working on. Not that I don't want Mythic Legions, but I don't have the same attraction. I don't have the same nostalgia. I don't have the same emotional attachment to Mythic Legions that I do Marvel that I've had that's been around since I was a kid for me. I do a little Star Wars here and there. I do some random stuff, but Marvel customizing because of the base bodies, it's easy to pick and choose parts to get what I want. Yeah. Did you collect cards back in the 90s? Yeah, I've done a couple of videos on the card sets I have from the 90s. Those are my original sets. That was after comics. Wasn't buying as much comics, but we'd still roll through the comic shop and pick up the card set or packs here and there. I'm completely good with that. I like Ryan Gosling. I like Ghost Rider. It should be two great tastes that go great together. At this point, oh yeah, I gotta click it first. Black Series, because Mafex Figure Arts is getting that style, and they may have always had it, but they're leaning into that slightly animated, or maybe it's how clean their figures are. But if Metacom, like Mafex keeps showing that Bosk, I will end up pre-ordering that because it's Bosk, and it's probably better than the Black Series version. But Black Series has come around to all their character, the different characters, the lesser knowns, and their quality isn't bad. Plus, I can go to the store or pre-order them domestically instead of having to order from overseas and then paying fees. I've got stacks of Black Series I need to open up. I don't have a Metacom figure. I don't have a Mafex Star Wars figure. I haven't picked up one in a while. And it really became apparent when the Ahsokas, the Mandalorian figures, I'd get I'd get the figure arts, I'd get the Mafex, I'd get the Black Series, and then end up displaying the Black Series. And these other expensive figures are like, what am I going to do with these? Ryan Ghostling. And also, I don't follow celebrity gossip and everything else, but other things like Saturday Night Live or interviews that I've seen with Ryan Gosling, he seems like an okay guy. You know what I mean? I'm okay with anybody that can make fun of themselves or laugh, break character. Yeah. I made it. What's for lunch? Plastic. So much plastic. Yes. Well, it was in San Diego, or I would have been panting on glass, fogging up, and you'd see a robo print on the display case. But it was overseas at a medic, and I'm not trying to correct you. This sounds so. Anyway, yes, I did. And while I'm pretty happy with the Marvel Legends version, I may have to get that. I like the metallic look. Somebody pointed out that the boots aren't from any source that you can find easily, especially the Jim Lee run. But I need to go back through the actual comics. But sometimes it's not about 100% accuracy. Sometimes it's the feeling it gives you. What's for lunch in Arkansas? Well, some taters and gravy, some chicken fried steak, maybe a biscuit, some fried okra. I still need to watch Project Hail Mary. Big Dub talked it up, and I need to actually sit down and watch it. I don't know where Star Lord was at that time in the books. I know he was around, but yeah, I don't know. But we'll see what happens when I get into 85s and 89s and 91s. No, I doubt. I doubt. Are you talking about the Mafex? Swap out torsos so you can get the shirtless Outback. It's also the boots didn't come up like they used to. Sometimes accuracy is not everything until you start talking about the X-Men proper. Then it's like, oh, no, the boots only went up so high. He had different gauntlets and the thing, and then the hair. But I doubt they do because I think their X-Men line is specifically Jim Lee based. I think that's how they market it. Which legend is your definitive brown and tan Wolverine? Honestly, I don't think there has been one. The definitive. I displayed the Mafex for a while, but it doesn't have the bulk. In fact, I don't think if they would take the Gamerverse Wolverine, and shrink it by half an inch, but not take away any of the width, I'd probably be in for that. But at the moment, I think my favorite is Secret Wars Wolverine, but its browns are too light, and then the yellow could be tweaked a little bit. And again, it could be wider, but that's the one that I've been going to lately. Oh, yes. Need all of Agency X. I swear you and I are the only people that remember these comics seriously. Need Udon Taskmaster. Udon Taskmaster had his own series, and it was very, very cool. Then Agent X showed up a couple times afterwards, but man, that 15 issue run. Well, okay, there was some stumbles in the middle after different artists, different writers. Was there different writers fill in there for a second? Then Gail came back for the last three episodes issues, but still, it's all Agent X. Man, need a Sandy, need an Outlaw. No, they're too small. They don't fit in with what I got. That's what it comes down to. Track your collection, Legends Verse. Did Dave send you? It's a great app, keeping track of your collection wish list as well as interacting with the community. When it comes to Legends, I guess I do need to track it every now and then, but I've got, maybe I'll give it a try sometime. I don't know. Secret Wars Wolverine, me too. I've just had my dinner here in the UK, Scotch pie, chips, and beans. You know what? I probably had a much different picture of what you said than what you actually had, but Udon Taskmaster with a Vespa. And a lot of people are like, well, not a lot of people, but I've seen comments of, we got an Udon Taskmaster. No, no, we didn't. We got the head that was close, but no, we didn't. No, I'm not getting the Marvel rival. I have no investment in rivals. I like looking at the characters every now and then just to see what they're doing. And I had to go looking earlier because of that Wind Toys Titan figure. It's very Rivals Hulk shaped. So I wanted to compare and see what was going on. But I got the Punisher. It's for customs. I don't think I'm getting much else. Oh yeah. Oh, we were just talking earlier, man. San Diego was weird. It's crazy, weird in, out, go find food, fly home. It wasn't. I, it wasn't a great hangout show. It was mostly getting through the crowd show, and then finding a spot to stand, and then sticking there for a while. It is that Win Toys. I didn't expect it to be the price it is. I got to double check. I haven't done my list for the rewind yet, but it's also smaller than I expected. When you look at the pictures with it by itself, you think that is one big honking piece of plastic, but then it's like 7 inches tall, which is very awesome because that's an interesting new body type, being that thick and that wide, but only this tall. Are you done doing Black Chrysanthemums? Yes, I'm pretty happy with the one Hasbro did. Although I did have to add a little paint to it, some white fur, the scar. But after that, that's my Black Chrysanthemum. And now I've had to buy a couple more because of some custom kits I got from Syndicate Customs. In fact, what do you think this is going to be? What's going on here? Yeah. If Hasbro's not, oh well, Hasbro will give y'all Max Rebo Band as soon as I finish this set. Yeah, usually the days we've left Sunday or Saturday evening, it always feels like missing out, you know? So this year we planned for later Sunday to fly out. That way we could make the show a little bit, hang out, say goodbyes, see well, actually it worked out because Hasbro showed their Doomsday figures. I really wanted to see those. So yeah, it worked out. We do need a Snuva. So much so I had to make a Snuva. Chewbacca with a flat top. Gotta love it. You know what? I did see the what is it? Takatoku Toys McDonald's stuff. I had no idea what I was looking at first, but it looks interesting. Are they doing new horror comics? Midnight F4? Oh no, I guess they are doing new stuff. Probably not, unless I see the designs and think, oh, that looks interesting. I haven't read a new Marvel comic in a while. A new Punk Storm Rogue would be cool. I'd be down for that. Maybe with a different Mohawk sculpt. Did we get Yellow Vest Luke? No, we haven't, have we? Oh yeah, who they get for Cyclops? And I haven't seen the basic Sentinels from Hasbro. Is that a leak? It is hard to say horror. 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 Freeze a chair from the What is a figure that you think desperately needs an upgrade like that was released early Hasbro? Well, we're already getting. And I swear I didn't pull this out because this Doc Samson has been on my desk forever, and I made a custom. I'm happy we're getting the update there. Early Hasbro Zorn. That's another custom that I'm about to work on. I saw somebody make one out of that leather jacket Spider-Man, and yeah, it looks pretty sweet. I did read the Annihilation comics. What do you think of the Jada Flintstones? They're awesome. I love them. I'm ready for Dino. And I'm hoping they make more later on. I'm hoping it's a slow burn. I feel like Wilma and Betty would be hard sells. Would I be happy with the display of just Fred and Barney and Dino? Probably. Along with the Funko minis of Pebbles and Bam Bam. But I'd want Wilma and Betty. I'm done with Excalibur. I made my team. Well, I have found custom heads of Charisse and oh man, what's his name? The lion guy. Lion-O. I've seen those heads online and I've been tempted to make those customs, but I've got my Excalibur. It's just the 5. And then with their later Cross-Time Caper costumes. Oh, I think that's top of the list, right? A new Yellow Jacket. That's the old one was rough. There's a couple of Pym costumes that I'd like updated. Then there's a few Wasp costumes I like too. I can't believe that Samson joined in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, New Avengers. Did I miss that? Is Earth's Mightiest Heroes the one with the insanely amazing intro music? Kylan. Was Micromax on that day? See, that was about the time I got out, was before any. Wait, had Cerise shown up by the time I got out? I can't even remember. I don't remember Micromax at all. I think I remember seeing covers later. Did Fresh Monkey Fiction mention anything about the future of Naughty or Nice? Weird, it didn't have a display. I think they're still in production on some of that stuff, aren't they? The sleigh, and then they showed a Mrs. Claus last year. Did they have anything in the cases this year? Was it low down? Was it down low? I don't remember. They didn't mention anything Naughty or Nice, but they've got so much stuff coming. So it may be a get the Naughty or Nice stuff out, get some other stuff out, then come back around. Yeah, the one with the cool song. Geez, that, as the kids would say, or used to say at this point, it slapped. It went, and now I feel like I need a dab, but I'm not gonna. I'm fighting it. Jesus, no, I'm not. Clark, you got to stop it. You're gonna get me in trouble. Yeah, I think that was the. I remember the intro because my son would come in about that time and watch and go to sleep on the couch at the end of the bed, and I would fall asleep in bed. So I think a lot of those episodes, I saw the intro and then it would start and then I would fall asleep and then he would fall asleep and then it'd be time to get up and go to work and school. But yeah, that theme song is that's hot. Yeah, the reindeer head pack needs to come back around. Oh, yeah, another Wonder Man. Which one would you want? Also, what is a deep cut Marvel Legends you would want? Mine is Protosod. Mine's still going to be Agent X. For me, it feels like a character, oh, he's a Marvel character. It's Agent X. What are you talking about? But I think a lot of people are like, don't know who he is. And then I realized, oh, it was only 15 issues in the early 2000s. But for Wonder Man, I want his green costume with the Megatron swirls and the W goggles. But I also, only because we haven't gotten that one, but gun to my head, I would want a redo of the black costume with the red W because that was my Wonder Man costume. That's my favorite. Yeah, I need to go back and watch it. I run across YouTube shows me the theme song every now and then, and I have to click it because I have to. That's legally binding. I'd love a new Wonder Man using the new U.S. agent body, cotton candy shield. This one, I just happened to. Veeves was only building a box, and he didn't need some of the figures, so I ended up with his Hawkeye and U.S. Agent, which I'm now realizing is the Punisher body I was saying that I want released so I can buy a bunch of them for customs. But this isn't great because for customizing, this isn't great because of the Devo hats on his arms and legs. Those aren't easy to get rid of. They're not just overlays, I don't think. Need a single carded Punisher is what it comes down to, which would be easy to do. It's just do a different skull on it, and single carded. I'd buy a good 4 or 5, and then if it went on clearance eventually, I'd buy another 3. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I'm not going to show it yet, but the Thunderbird I have cooking on this body, it looks good because it's not. It may be slightly taller than the Cyclops, but he's got some muscle definition. He's got some thickness to him. And now I can't stand. What is going on? Oh, I moved the foot. Yeah, yeah. That needs to be reused on certain. Although to be super nitpicky, I feel like Walker should be slightly larger because this isn't much taller. Is it taller than the Game Reverse Cap, which is my favorite Captain America? Yeah, back in the day, that was a lot. Yeah, they deep dive, and then sometimes it was like because this guy's hair looks like the character, and you think, wasn't it Danzig for Wolverine at one point? I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, see, put them in jumpsuits. Well, I don't know. Outback Madeline is very fly suit. Would that fit Moira? Hey, if it works, it works. Mm-mm-mm. Well, okay. It's wait, how long we been going? Yeah, 2 hours and 5 minutes. Okay, I think it's about time to get out of here because Dan Who is doing his 300th episode, or so. Yeah, I kind of went longer than I expected, which we always do. I get to talking to y'all, and it's always fun. But it's about time to get out of here. I think. I think next time I'll be better prepared. This was kind of spur of the moment. I'll have some pictures brought up, and we'll talk about something specific. But this time it was just talking to y'all, and sometimes that's okay. Oh, wait, this is too good. I keep crying at night. What 3 new figures should I get to make things better? You should get a loose collector Bigfoot. That way, if somebody breaks in while you're crying, you can hit them in the head. The new, no, I'm not going to say that because that has customizing potential, and I haven't found that potential yet. We won't get to that yet. Mm-mm. The Blockies Jeff the Land Shark puts a smile on anybody's face just playing with the mouth part. Yeah, when you look into its eyes and it's smiling back at you, that's happiness. And what's been another figure that I've been enjoying? Oh man, 3 is tough. I know there's something, and I hate to keep y'all waiting. Uh, 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 uh. I don't know. That's 2. That should do you. That's enough. You know, just look in Jeff's eyes and be happy. And we do need a play day. I'm working on that, or I'm getting areas cleaned up in order to do some play day. But okay, I'm going to click this end stream while I'm waving, and then who knows when it'll actually end. But thanks everybody for stopping by. I appreciate it. Had fun. This won't be a regular thing, but hopefully I won't wait 6 months before doing another one. That's right. Playing with the mouth part will make you happy. Oh, I thought it was going to